scrubs, and she is actually doing really well for herself, you know. She is doing the best with what she has. She is living her life. She doesn't bother anyone. She's just existing, and people actually love her because of how real and how relatable her content is. Anyway, in a vulnerable moment, she revealed this story about how growing up she suffered abuse, sexual abuse from her stepfather. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. She recalls in standard 3, he would do it, or he attempted to do it multiple times, and she would always run away to her grandmother's place. Anytime he would approach her, she would say, let me go and, pee or something, and then she would run to her grandmother's house. And this went on for years, and she recalls he abused her in class 5, and then in class 7 it got so bad because he started getting physical with her, and he beat her up so bad she actually had to go to hospital to get scans and everything. And it was only at this time that her mother decided to leave this man. But she says her mother was aware of all of this abuse as it was happening. There was even a time they called the family together. And Pritty Vishy, who is a child in this situation, was accused of trying to break her mother's marriage. As in, reading this story just infuriated me, because somebody is telling you that she is being abused, that somebody is taking advantage of her. Everyone knows. But instead of addressing this issue, instead of calling out this man for trying to defile a young child, the only thing you can do is blame her for trying to break her mother's marriage. Make it make sense. And also, Pritty Vishy's mom, surely, even if he was the financial provider of this household, where was your heart? Do you not feel for your child as she's going through all of these things, and you're just staying there to take care of your family? Anyway, fast forward, after it became too violent and she actually had to go to hospital, her mother finally decided to leave this person. And, it was a very vulnerable story to actually share to the internet, but she did in hopes that she would inspire somebody out there. Anyway, she is glowing. As in, have you seen her recent pictures? She is doing so well for herself. And in one of her Instagram posters, somebody actually came to the comment section and says, si huyu ni ule dem alisema she used to sleep with her father akiwa class 3, sahi ni kiburi tu. And Pritty Vishy was actually shocked. We were all shocked because somebody said they were abused, and you see them doing fine now, and you're trying to call them out for being okay after going through sexual abuse. Make it make sense. And she was actually, feeling the same thing, because she said, wow, just wow, this got me, and I have nothing to say, to be honest. So some people think that being defiled is something to be proud of, or do you think I am happy because I was in that place? It is painful to write that I am, to write that, but I swear anyway. It's just, it's a horrible place to be in. And even in the recent weeks, we have seen how the internet has reacted to women who have actually come forward and reported abuse, or even given the slightest moment of vulnerability to people on the internet. We saw Avril the other, was it like a week or 2 weeks ago? She came on the internet and called out her baby father for actually abusing her. Just sometimes you just want somebody to hear you out, somebody to see what's going on. And people were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Instead of coming to her defense, instead of just being sympathetic towards her, people were actually bullying her. And it got so bad that she actually deleted her social media accounts. So I feel like the internet has just given people, I don't know, the audacity. Because if it's face to face, 9 times out of 10, this person won't tell me anything. If it's face to face in my face, obviously you won't tell me something. But because you're hidden, you're in your 1-bedroom apartment, you're in your house somewhere, nobody can see you, nobody knows you under this pseudonym, you feel like you can just project your insecurities and your problems onto this person who's clearly thriving. I feel for Pritty Vishy, keep shining, do what you do, you're doing good. Don't listen to these haters. It is difficult, but don't listen to them.
Yeah, I think I read this story with a lot of pain in my heart, and even thinking about the fact that this is someone who, she was a child. Like, she was a child. You're in class 3, what are you? You're a child. And that whole weird phase of people, because we did go through that phase as a country, as a continent. We went through that phase where, like, a father would look at a child, sexualize them, and even go ahead and do weird things to this child. And people would then start saying things like, "Oh yeah, she's the one who came in between her and her." Like, she's
Blaming the
jealous of
victim.
the mother.
Yeah.
And you're like, what do you mean? She's a child. What is a child? What do you mean? What do you mean? You with your big chest. We've seen stories that are so gruesome. I remember a story I was told where this particular young girl, unfortunately, the dad completely decided that she was the one, to the point where now he kicked the mom out of the house, and she now became the new wife in the house, and he would threaten not to pay school fees and give her money for school if she said anything, if she went anywhere, if she tried anything. So this girl is now stuck being. Do you hear how gruesome that story is? Like, this is your father.
Made you
Your
his
father is now sleeping with you constantly, and he would threaten. And he was unfortunately a very prominent person in society as well, like a proper politician with all the money and all the. So she could do nothing. Now he's kicked out the mom. She's now yo. The stories are so gruesome, and we've just now come out of this phase where we're no longer blaming the children for pedophilic behavior. A pedophile is a pedophile. Let's not start to say, "Oh, you said you grew up to." You see some weird stuff like that on the internet. I'm just like, what is happening? I'll never forget that post that I spoke about here on the show, where it was young South African girls. You know how South African girls dress to school? Very short dresses in the name of their own freedom. They want to have freedom, so they wear the clothes that they wear. And I saw someone saying, they posted this video of these two girls dancing, and then the caption was, the age of consent in South Africa is 16. And I'm just like, this is a public forum. What do you mean? This is what you're posting? Like, we've gotten to the point where I think as a people, we need to start calling stuff out that is not right. It's immoral. It's illegal. Why are you looking at a child and seeing them in a sexual capacity? You're a pedophile. You need help. Let's stop making things ceremonious that are not. Women can't be victims from the time they're in class 3 to the time they're 80 years old. When are we going to get a chance to actually breathe? Y'all need to stop. You need to stop doing this. And if you're out there promoting, propagating, or allowing this to happen to your own children, I feel like you're a problem, and you also need mental help.
True.
Yeah? Let's stop making things look like they're okay. It's not okay. Let's not normalize these things. And the person, you can tell, there's a sickness in society, because how is this person, how do they see someone glowing and they immediately go to, I see when only fanyiwa sijui K and K. You're saying, as in the boldness. You were abused. You were raped by your father when you were class 3. Says you unaanza kupiga kelele juu. What the hell? Society needs to change. Like, society, you all just need to do better.